Yo, what is going on, guys? So now that we've compared a variety of trucks, I wanted to put a face off, and I got a lot of love for JB and I got a lot of love for Max Mike, but I want to put a face off the JBE Chevy K1500 versus the M181 edition Chevy K1500. So JBE has done an excellent job, and between the two trucks, it looks like the JBE one is, obviously a little bit more raised. With the M181 edition, we do have the Quasi Monster mud tires. It's not as raised, but I think it's just going to be equally as capable and less likely to tip over. Two huge benefits. As we know, Murky likes to tip over. On a side note, I do want to note out that the M181 edition does have a couple of glitches when it comes to snorkel. I'm going to let Max Mike know, and Max Mike, if you're watching this now, please know the first 3 snorkels glitch and put them inside of the hood. But you know what to do, guys. Make sure you drop a like, a thumbs up on this video, and as always, appreciate a sub. We're going to get into it.
Sweet.
So the engine sound, actually I gotta turn that up. 1 second. Now that I don't have the loud and angry mods in here. There we go. There we go. So the truck, like the M181 edition, feels like it's kind of low, although I know it's not. And the sound's balanced. You can hear the suspension creaks. Quasi Monster, Mud Monster tires seem to be doing really well as well. Lots of grip. They're studded. Lots of grip. I love the textures on these tires, but just plenty of grip. I feel really comfortable driving this. Ooh, there's a little bit of damage. Whoa! We just did a spin because the tire had that much traction in the snow, I guess. Alright, we're going to catch up to Murky here with his lifted and gifted K1500. One thing that I want to note about the M181 edition, I'm actually going to pop it in reverse here. We have such a nice, clean, basic Chevy K1500 in my opinion. And this kind of tweak to it is very basic. Now, I love the JBE edition and the M181 edition equally as much, but Max Mike, being from where he's from, and I'm not going to say where he lives, but he knows if he's watching. Ooh, what in the heck? Okay, I gotta stop doing that. This truck kind of reminds me of where he lives. It's what I, picture as a K1500. I bet you there's one just like this somewheres out there. And so that kind of puts a little bit of sentimental value into this tweak, in my opinion. But the thing that I love the most about the JBE versus M181 edition mods is that, they're both highly capable, but they're always different. They don't copy each other. They don't have the same stride, so you are getting 2 different mods. Alright, what gear are we doing here?
What do you think?
High.
I always pick. Alright, high.
Maybe not high. I'm still doing okay.
High. Yeah, I'm still in high right now.
These Quasi Monster mods just pave the way. So you're doing a little bit better than me right now. I'm gonna pop it in a low and see what that changes. There we go. I can't do a low plus though.
I'm still in high.
I could have kept it in high, but not comfortably, I don't think. And try to go to the left a little bit where it's not as sloppy and soupy. Man, are these things ever digging in? This is crazy to see.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You're starting to get kind of sunken a little bit there.
Yeah, I just wanted to give myself a little bit of a challenge, but
See, this is
truck. There's not much of a challenge.
This is what I absolutely love about the M181 edition. The way that the rear axle dump is, it just looks really, really, really clean, like an old school truck.
Yeah, I like the kind of like the OG red and white color that you have on it right now.
Yeah,
I think it looks really good.
So I will say the JBE truck did make it through a little bit quicker than the M181 truck. But again, think they're both pretty well equally capable, and we'll see how they do once we get into the trail part of this comparison or test.
Yeah, I think you have a lower bumper, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the truck in general is lower. The bumper, though, it's not. I haven't bottomed out this whole time. I just think because the tires are so much wider that they kind of grip a little bit, but at the same, I don't know how to explain it. But they're here. Hold up, stop. So, okay, looking at the two trucks like side by side, I can say, you know, we have a little bit of a wider wheelbase, obviously because of the Quasi Monster mud tires. You do have the lift, but I think the big difference for us right now is that your axles are up higher than mine, and that could be part of it. The other thing is that your tire is a little bit bigger height-wise, so I think that helps you out a little bit in that deep mud.
Yeah.
So, all right, lead the way.
I think you'll do a little bit better than me when it comes to like finessing through like tight corners and stuff, to like tipping over.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
One thing that I know people don't really talk about when it comes to mods is like, you know, I don't think you could haul like a small Scout fuel trailer with you comfortably because the rear bumper would drag so much because of the height on your truck, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this M181 edition would probably have no problem doing it.
Yeah, you're right.
I am a lot slower than you here, though. I also want to say I think M181 edition truck, I don't think this K1500 has been updated in quite a while from X Mike. He's got some big projects, some exciting projects in the works. But I think the JBE version is a little bit more recent, and that could be part of the reason why we're, you know, having this kind of competition between each other and seeing where we go and how long it takes us to get there and who's faster and who spins more and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in high, just steady spinning.
I definitely think that like what you mentioned about the Scout trailer is like something that's big, you know, like it's definitely has a factor, because if I was I'm actually kind of interested to see what it would look like, the trailer on here.
Well, once we get back to the garage, we'll hook them up, yeah. I think, like, when you look at your truck, I think it's a great off-road Scout, and I also think it's great for recovery. When you look at my truck, I think it's a versatile Scout that could also do a little work, you know?
Yeah.
But I can't even keep up to you. It's really interesting to see this difference, though, especially having the Quasi Monster mods on. The truck also just seems so quiet.
Huh. Interesting. Like, it doesn't sound like the OG K1500, or...
I mean, it just seems a little bit quieter, but I have it up all the way. Oh, my master volume's at 80. No, but it's always been at 80. I'm going to turn it up to 90, though. Alright, let's go. Oh, I stalled. Alright, put it back in automatic. The sound might have been balanced a little bit. I know some people that make the mods quiet them down a little bit. Like, the Chevy K1500, in my opinion, shouldn't be that loud of a truck to begin with.
Yeah.
You were light years ahead of me, though. I don't even know how to catch up to you.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting at the split of the road here.
No, I see you there. And the problem is once I get in like third gear, something that gives me a little bit of momentum, I have to downshift.
Interesting.
I can't even like fly through the snow or anything. That's, you know, that's why I did like that turn stoppy once I hit that snow off the main road.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the Quasi mud tires behave this way. It's got me really curious now.
Yeah, because I'm in low plus right now, and I'm just kind of cruising.
Won't say. Oh, oh, oh. Big yikes. Now I'm doing good. Holy smokes, Max Mike, do you know your truck can do this? Oh my god.
Nice one.
I wonder if he knows that's what high gear does. My whole my whole rear quarter panel is like smashed. So I just gotta feather it in high, and this thing actually does okay. I can keep up with you. But as soon as I catch that deep snow, I'm screwed. I don't understand that.
I'm curious if it is the tires. Maybe
they might be just too wide for this truck, really.
Yeah. Are you hitting any of your fender wells? Or?
No, not at all. No. Plenty of clearance that way. It just might have a little bit too much torque with these tires. I know like JBE tweaks the Quasi tires a tiny bit. Like to the point where the Hummer ones were way too grippy, and he made an adjustment to them not long after. But they were so grippy that you couldn't even really get started. Like it just wouldn't let you drive forward unless you put in a low or something. Like really, really carefully smash the throttle. Yeah, I have to go in a low once we hit anything deep at all. How you making it, buddy? Oh yeah, just taking a nice little break. I see you.
Yep. I'm actually like waiting for you because I know this gets really windy and I'm probably gonna need gonna tip.
So one thing I noticed getting into this, the last K1500 that we reviewed does have a custom interior. I don't know why you wouldn't leave it the default interior. The default interior on this truck is so nice.
So good looking.
Yeah, default is
mine
amazing.
is kind of like matching my exterior a little bit. The blue looks really good with the black. Outside.
All right, you're gonna have to wait a second, buddy. I'm creeping up, but not at any decent speed, my friend. There you go. So one thing I like the idea of having this kind of wide of tires is that you really don't have to worry about flipping over, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's true. I gotta kind of finesse this. I was actually thinking about putting a little bit wider tire on, but decided to go with these guys. Tried and true.
There's my service spare parts.
Wouldn't be a BA video without something being left around on the map.
Right? I know. Trailers, parts, concrete slabs, you name it, I got it.
At least you know you'll never run out.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always a piece of cargo or trailer within arm's reach.
One of my favorite things to do in this game is look out the left passenger window and look behind. I think it looks so cool when you do it.
Oh, yeah. You mean the left driver's side?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you said passenger. I'm like, what? That doesn't look cool. Yeah. In a couple of the videos that we've done this week, you'll see, if you watch them all the way through, you'll see where I like looked back at you through, like, put my head out the window, like, oh, come on, man.
Come on. If we only had emotes, right?
Yeah. Alright, so now that we're winding down to the very end here, in closing, is there anything you want to say about the JBE versus M181?
Curious about this trailer.
Yeah, let's go do that. Rate me out.
But aside from that, think you did not too bad for, I mean...
No, I think it's balanced. Like, it's a little bit slower than the JBE. I don't think it's a drawback. The only concern that I have is the fact I couldn't make it through the torture test mud pit on my own.
Yeah. Oh, did you end up winching?
You had to pull me.
Oh, that's right, I did. Alright.
Trailer store is right here. So what are we taking? The Scout fuel trailer?
Yeah, just the Scout fuel trailer. Oh. Yeah, I can't even... Oh, my, hold on one second. My spare wheel is actually blocking the, attachment, though. Take off the spare wheel.
Or do you have a tow hook?
I do. It was just the spare wheel was blocking it.
Okay, so if you go to your trailer view, it doesn't drag yet, but yours is considerably stretched more than mine. And if you hit like a rock or even just like a little bit of a grade in the road, your back is going to catch a little bit faster. Marginal difference, but if you had that truck any higher, you'd be done.
Yeah, for sure.
That is crazy. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to drop a like and a sub on the channel, and we'll catch you with the next one.